Hey, what's going on? It is someone that's no one here today. Today, we're here for another story, and this story is a banger. All right, absolute fucking banger, without a doubt, fucking banger. Okay, so if you're new to the channel, subscribe. If you like the story, like the video. If you want to see more of these, just let me know in the comments, stuff like that. And without further ado, let's get into it. So today's story is Marcel's party. Okay, Marcel is a character, well, a friend of mine, uh, that I met or mentioned in, I believe, the just the night of turning up with the boys. I believe Marcel, he was the character who showed up. He was there to say what up. He wanted to turn up, but there were certain circumstances that were going down, and he didn't turn up. But in this story, we get to see more of Marcel, so that's great because he is a good friend of mine and definitely a recurring character that will be in these stories. So without further ado, yeah, let's jump into it. I think I said that already. So this time, it's a classic. No doubt it was a damn classic. And this was the end of our senior year, and Marcel was having a graduation party. Let me tell you kind of like how Marcel is, the kind of person he is to me. He's kind of like a good kid. He's not really with the shits in the way like he's down to do a bunch of drugs or trapping and all that fucking shit, I guess. But he has a nice family, nice guy overall. He's really cool. Definitely is a character, just based off his personality. He's just, I don't know, he does some silly things here and there and just kind of makes you laugh. And he's a cool guy, is basically what I'm saying. I know this guy for years since we were super young. But of course, he hit me up with an invite to the party. Now, this wasn't a party where I didn't expect it to be a party like this, where shit's gonna get wild, where we got, cocaine on the counter, we got fucking pills, and everyone's going crazy. No, it's not a party like that. It's kind of more not so much of a family party, but a party for him to see his family, friends, and it's kind of what you would expect from a typical graduation party. Not the graduation party where, we turn up and, shit goes crazy. Of course, I wasn't like that. Of course not. And some of our other friends, I should say, going into this, we wanted to, turn up a bit too. So fuck it. Now I think the party lasted till like 2 in the afternoon, till like midnight. So this was a good span of time. And during the beginning, his family was there, and it was kind of more friends towards the end. But his family didn't stop your boy, so basically the night beforehand we were scheming with the boys. I remember at least two of my boys, and I've talked about these two guys before from the previous stories. If you haven't seen them, you go check it out. One of the boys, of course, we got my boy Tyler, and we also got my boy Michael. And we were talking and planning. We decided that we should get drunk as shit, and that is what we did. We got drunk as shit. Now, for someone who's underage, you know how much of a struggle it can be to get alcohol sometimes. If you don't know a guy, you're pretty screwed unless you, steal that shit. But we weren't planning to steal it. I actually already had some on me from a previous time, and because I'm just not someone who lacks. You're not gonna catch me catch me lacking, okay? But basically, I had some vodka, and it was in this fucking pistol, and it was actually kind of gay, even though that sounds cool, because the pistol actually didn't shoot. It was just kind of like shaped in a pistol, and there's vodka in it, and but it was a pistol with vodka in it regardless. Then I also had some tequila and rum, but the thing was, I didn't have a lot of it. So I knew we just had to keep the shit low key and keep the alcohol between us. We couldn't be sharing it. Of course, his family's gonna be there. We're not gonna be like, drinks fucking up. But other people there, especially fucking high schoolers, they would love to have some alcohol. Teenagers go fucking wild for that shit. But anyways, let's get to the day of the party. I believe it was a Saturday. School was out. It was summertime. Super nice day. The sun's out. Kind of hot, actually, in a way. Not too bad, but I was texting Tyler early in the morning to see basically what was good, and we were talking, the two of us, and he decided, he should come hang, and we were just gonna chill until the party. And this was like, I believe, at noon or something. And there was also, this other girl we would talk to, and I've talked about her before. Uh, yeah, this little ordeal that was going on during the time with this girl and Evelyn, if you remember. Basically, she had a crush on me, wanted to have a relationship. I wasn't down, but I was down to hang, I guess. Wasn't down for relationship type shit, but I'll hang, okay? And Tyler and Michael, they just kind of wanted me to fuck her and kind of just forget about her. Like they wanted me to do that shit, but I wasn't really, you know, down. But that's basically kind of the story with her, me and her, and we were just planning on having her come to the party as well. So the day started with me and Tyler. We were just playing basketball outside. I believe we were listening to Nirvana or something. But he comes over. We shake up. We say, what's good and catch up a bit and play some basketball, talk a bit. And I don't remember what. And, the story is going to be about the party more. So, and I remember we had to do some chores and Tyler actually helped me finish up. And I just had to clean up my house and shit because my grandpa was actually coming over to visit like the next day. But we hung out for like, I would say an hour or so before we left. Basically, the only reason we left is because I was pretty anxious to drink and get the drinking started. And I didn't drink for a while now at this point, and I just wanted to, get a few shots of vodka, feel pretty right. So we left in Tyler's car, and he just drove around a little while, we talked and I took some shots. Tyler didn't have much at this point because, he still had to drive and shit. He still had to pick people up. And, he didn't want to get totally wasted. I took enough shots to, basically I was feeling buzzed, not pretty drunk at this point. And the plan was basically to pick up Michael and then pick up Evelyn at the same time because they were actually pretty close and they were across town too. Yeah, neither of them had their license because they both were younger than us. But Michael, of course, good friend, we wanted to hang with him. And both Tyler and Michael, they just wanted Evelyn there so, I could make a move or whatever. But it wasn't until like a couple hours later till we picked them up. I believe like 3 or so is when we went to go get them. I actually think it went like this. We went to go get Michael, then we came back to the party, then we went to go get Evelyn. But, it's a lot of ridiculous driving. But either way, Tyler and I hit up Marcel, and he told us the party had already started. Now, it was already like barely 1 in the afternoon, if that. And I know barely anyone was actually going to be there, besides his family. But we really had nothing to do at the time. And, the whole day was just going to be planned around being at this party. And I was already drinking, so I really did not give a fuck if we showed up early or not. In result, we went to Marcel's crib. Now, I believe Tyler did a shot or two at this point, right before we went in. But Tyler and I went in, and his party was mainly held in his backyard for the majority of the time. And he just told us, head in the back. So we did our shots, and we went to the back. I can't remember exactly all the people, but I'm sure some of his family was already there, like probably 4 or 5 different family members, something like that. And I think like his cousin or something was there too, and we were playing bags. I was feeling something, and I was ready to go in and do something. And, I say what up, like yo to Marcel. And, of course, he hit me back up with the yo. We shook up, and we all shake up, do our thing, whatever. We catch up, talk, do all that bullshit. Just for something, a majority for the future stories, whenever we greet each other, I'm always fucking shaking up, especially if it's the homie. We shaking up, we catching up, how you doing, shit like that. It's just the typical greeting, I guess. But, he asked us, you guys want to play some bags? And I wasn't about to turn that down either. Bags are an okay game, I guess, and on its own, it's alright. But when you're drunk, it's actually pretty fun. So I think that's why, growing up, I saw so many adults, have to drink some beer when they played this fucking game. But anyways, we played some bags, and I'm pretty sure that I did horrible, and Tyler was pretty much carrying us. We played 2v2, I believe. And, just like the same shit when we were playing fucking beer pong in the other story, but because I was just fucking up, honestly, because I was, pretty intoxicated at this point. And the thing is, no one really knew it, at least, like, Marcel's parents or anything, or, like, his family. I knew Marcel found out I was pretty drunk at some point in the day. I'm pretty sure he ended up asking me, like, when we were away from everyone else in a certain moment, like I believe an hour or so maybe, he was like, he just knows me, so he just fucking knows me. He can just tell when I'm, off the shits or off anything really. He just has, we just have that friendship, and he knows what I actually am like. I remember just seeing, his family, drunk, and it was pretty cool and shit. It was a good time, I didn't tell anyone. I could handle myself. Like, I wasn't being stupid or anything like that. And, I was enjoying myself. And we were playing some bags for a minute, and one of my bros hits me up. And we'll call this dude Stan. Now, Stan is a friend of mine who is a bit older. We have been, cool for a long ass time, just kind of bullying and shit. And I told him about this party, and he says that he was about to pull up. And I'm excited as shit, actually, because it's been a minute since I seen this dude at this point in time. So I'm pretty sure that we were just in the middle of a game of some bags, and Stanton hits me up, to text me he was here. So without even saying anything, bro, I just fucking dart out the backyard to go see this fucking dude. Which, I mean, to other people were probably confused, like, why the fuck did I just run to the front of the fucking house? But, when I came back with Stan and shit, they saw, understood and shit. And, of course, we shake up, and we went to go play some bags. And we were just kind of catching up, talking and shit about certain things in our lives, personal shit, I guess. I remember going around to where, they set up the drinks for everyone. And I'm pretty sure this is when Marcel mentioned something about the alcohol. And because I think there was beer in one of the coolers, Marcel just came up and he was like, let me get some. And I'm like, later, bro, later. We couldn't do shit. It was kind of hot at the moment, but he was actually, he wants to get fucked up too. It's his party, be understanding of that. I mean, you want to be fucked up at your own party, have a good ass time and shit. But, of course this dude wanted some. He wanted to turn up, but we weren't, just about to leave his party for some, because remember, we had it in the car. We didn't have that much either, but I was going to give him some later. I planned to a little bit later, especially when his family wasn't around. I was just thinking about that shit, but I'm pretty sure we're hanging out there till like 1 or 2, and Stan tells us, he has to do some shit, but he would be back, which was cool. And Tyler and I had to leave also because, we still had to get Michael. And Michael, at this, he's one of those homies who's a necessity. Like, you just want this dude to party. He's a good vibe and a good, like, person to party and turn up with. And, we had to get Evelyn too. So we hit them up, and, they were actually ready. Of course, when I got in the car, we had to, get some more shots in. But anyways, we drive. It's a nice-ass day. We bang some music. And this is some pretty stupid shit that happens at first. Now, we head to Michael's crib a good couple of times in the past, and I was pretty confident in myself that we could find, where his crib was. I thought I knew off the top of my head where his crib was, and I do now today, but at this point in time, like, I guess I just hadn't been to his crib enough to remember. Plus, I was intoxicated, so keep that in mind as well. But what happens is we end up driving around his neighborhood for fucking 5 minutes or something, just wasting our time like morons. And, Tyler just keeps asking, where is it this way? I think it's this way. And I don't know. I just felt confident enough that we shouldn't have to ask Michael for his address. But yeah. So I'm going to leave it at there. This might be a 3-part story. Maybe. We'll have to see, because this is actually a pretty long story. But a lot of shit does go down. And, we start to get to turning up a lot more later in the day. So I'm going to leave it at there. If you guys like this, like the video, subscribe if you're new to the channel, and comment, anything about the story if you want to see more, whatever, But, yeah, it's been your boy, Someone That's No One, and I'll see you guys next time. Peace out.